hello, and welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library. Thank you for joining us today, and I want to thank TV47, Robert, and all the other people here that help us put our program on to let you know about activities at the library and things in our community. Today, I'm very excited. I just get to talk to one of Sylacauga's most famous citizens. I guess we can say that. Chris Kramer Jr. is joining me today. I think you're one of our more famous citizens.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that. There were some others that went before me that probably, but I've been here for such a long time, the story is I was here when Columbus came through.
Oh, no. Now, I don't believe that for a minute. Maybe close, but not quite there.
Oh,
no.
DeSoto came through here. He was looking for the Coosa River, and I met him downtown, and I said, you go right over that mountain back there. I think it's called Merkle Mountain, and then you'll find it.
Oh, my goodness.
Not so, but I've been here a while, okay?
Yes, you have been here a while. I've known you since I was a little girl.
Yeah, because we were neighbors.
We were neighbors, we sure were. And now we get to see you at the library. You work at SouthFirst.
Yes.
And sponsor our brown bag program, and we just appreciate that so much.
Oh,
and
that's a wonderful thing that we like to do. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Because we're a firm believer in giving back to the community. That's just such a good thing. It reaches so many people, and we've been doing this for what, almost 9 years? We've been through 8 of them anyway.
Yes.
And they're even this time they were really, really good. Okay.
Oh yes, I know they always are. Maybe this year especially, it's the bicentennial. Talking about
they're going to be something, aren't they?
Yes.
Woo, gosh,
yes. We appreciate all that SouthFirst does for us, and I know they appreciate what you do for them.
Well, sometimes, yes.
Well, we'll start. I guess we talked about it. Started back at the beginning. What brought you to Sylacauga, or is this your home?
No.
It's not your home.
Let's see, it all began in 1928 in Savannah, Georgia. Do you know where that is? That's way off somewhere.
Yes.
Anyway, but sometime in late 1940s, we moved to Alabama. My mother and daddy and I were still a young kid, so I had to come along with them.
Oh, yes.
So in 1949, I decided I needed to go to work.
Okay.
So I went to one of the radio stations because I thought, oh boy, I need to be in radio. I had done some of this when I was in high school.
Okay.
So anyway, talked with Curtis Lyles upstairs. They're on 2nd Street. And he said, you got a good voice. You could read the news, but you can't sell anything, okay?
Okay.
So you're not going to work out. So I walked right downstairs to the Sylacauga Advance.
Okay.
Went in and talked to Bill Moody and Madeline Prather. She was there at that time. And, he said, I'll let you know. And I heard later that Madeline said, Bill, if you don't hire him, I'm gone. So that began.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't know that.
So see, that began my life here.
Wonderful.
That was a weekly newspaper then, and we did that for years.
Yes.
And I got to know everybody downtown and all the different stores and how they've changed over the years.
Did you write stories? Did you sell ads?
I basically did advertising.
Okay.
But in a weekly, you begin to do everything, okay?
I bet.
I actually set type on the linotype. I ran some of the presses because we were in commercial printing, and we did office supplies as the years came along. But anyway, and then we became a daily, and things changed, and at some point in time, 1984, after those few years with the Advance, the Daily Home comes and says, we need for you to come to work with us because you know everybody down here. Maybe you can get something going. So I did. So I got back into the daily business every day and just selling advertising and doing a lot of traveling because things were beginning to move in different ways at that point. But it was fun, and that was a good 10 years. Then I retired in 94 from them.
I can see you going door to door to different places because you're so good with people.
But
and you meet a lot of people that way.
Yes, you do. But every now and then I'll get back and sit back and I'll go down Broadway and I'll go where this store was and that store was and all those places. And there are not many of them there anymore.
Right.
Downtown's changing, but downtown is good.
Yes, it is.
Very good. And I think they're beginning to realize we need to market ourselves differently than what 280 is.
Yes.
We don't compete with those. We just add something to it. And we see that happening every day. So Sylacauga is good, and it's not going anywhere. Of course, I kind of like that. Okay.
I know, I like it too. It's my home.
It's
so I really
it is my
enjoy
home now after all these years, because when you get to be 100 years old
Oh.
and you spent 90 of them here, that's kind of like your home, yes.
Well, you're not 100 yet, but you are 90?
Yes,
90?
I turned, was it last year? I guess so.
I remember
Yes, yeah.
going
But
and
you know-
eating a piece of cake at the bank.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you know, 90 is, it's nothing but a number.
That's
it's
true.
however you want to do it, okay?
Think
yes.
so.
You know, when we get older, we do have some problems. But you know, you can just move them out. If I have any kind of weaknesses, this is why I call my weakness that I'm a positive person.
Oh.
I do not like negative things. I don't like confrontations.
That's great.
So if my knee hurts or my neck hurts, so what? Okay, just put it aside and go
Just
do what
go
you have
on.
to do, the important things.
That's
Live
great.
each day for today, yes.
I need to write this down because I want to be, if I live to be 90, I want to be like you. I want to be positive and active and busy in my community. And you've given many, many hours to Sylacauga, I know.
Oh, yes. You know, when I'm not working, I do volunteer.
Yes.
One of the outside of working at SouthFirst Bank, which is a
You do,
joy.
yes,
it
you
is
do.
to me, and sometimes other people do. Anyway, it's working at the hospital because that's a wonderful place. I've been up there 16 years.
Oh, my goodness.
I work in the day surgery now, but I got started up there, and I'll go back just for a moment.
Sure, yeah.
Because my wife Jane, who passed away in 2002, had been in the hospital there for about 5 weeks, and they were so good to both of us from one end to the other. And then, you know, it didn't work out for her, and I thought, I need to pay them back somehow.
Oh.
So in September of that same year, I went to work up there. I was a transporter, pushed wheelchairs, they were all over the place, and it was real rewarding, probably because it kept me with her.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, that's
yes.
so excuse me about that. Anyway,
No, that's okay.
but now I moved up into the day surgery unit, been up there about 6 years.
Yeah.
That's my favorite place. I really do. I mean, it's where people are coming and going, and you're taking them back for surgery, and you're welcoming them out when they get out, and bringing smiles to their face, and working with the folks, and moving from one, because there's a lot
Yes.
of activity up there.
Oh, sure.
As the hospital's grown, we've moved things around, so
Right.
it's not like you're just in one place at the desk. You're going
Yes.
back here to the rooms before they go to surgery, going over here when they're having something else done, you're having it over there. So it keeps you moving the whole time. And that's the secret of being
Right.
old or even being young,
Yes.
is to keep moving.
Keep moving and keep
Because
being
if you don't
active.
move this, it won't move when you want it to go.
That's true. That's true. Well, I know you bring a lot of joy because, like you said, people are there for surgery. They're worried. They're nervous, and you know, that's not necessarily a time to be laughing and joking. But you need something light to kind of break that tension there.
Well,
sometimes.
I try to do that. I've gotten into this bad habit, and so far they haven't called me on the carpet for when we take back to a certain area of the hospital where they're having some internal things, and they haven't eaten for a while.
Right.
I said, now you hold on to this folder here because this is your passport to go on the cruise ship.
Oh, good.
And everything is fine. The weather's good. The water's going to be nice, and you probably just have such a good time. And it always brings a smile to
Yes.
that person,
That's
and
right.
also to those that are with them. And most of the time, you know, it works out well. Okay.
I think so.
Sometimes maybe I'm not as serious as I ought to be. I can be, but that's not really my do. But anyway, that's just what I like to do.
That's
okay?
great.
And they haven't called me on the carpet at the hospital yet.
I think it's a wonderful thing. We're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll come back and talk some more with Chris Kramer Jr.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
It's time to celebrate what makes Sylacauga so unique at the 11th Annual Magic of Marble Festival, April 2nd through 13th. Visit Central Park across from Bluebell to see sculptors from across the country at work. Take a tour of a marble quarry or admire the beautiful sculptures on display at the Comer Library. For more information, visit our website at bbcomerlibrary.net.
Or our Facebook page. Celebrate Alabama's bicentennial as you experience the magic of marble April 2nd through 13th.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Chris Kramer Jr., working at SouthFirst, volunteering at the hospital, and lots of different things. Now, before we get started anymore, tell me about these people right here, these special people.
If you look at this, I don't know whether you can see this.
Yeah, pull that,
Yeah. Anyway, this is kind of the pride and joy. This is the old man, and then all of his family is around there. The grandchildren, the children, and all of those other people that are involved in it. That's probably a reason for I'm around here, part of it. But here is another reason right here.
There you go.
These are the first great-grandchildren.
Oh, they're precious.
And gracious, I had to get real old to get to them. But this is Zachary. He is just over 3. And this is Savannah Jane. And she is 6 months old. Now, can I tell you a little secret?
Yeah.
Her name is Savannah Jane. Why Savannah? Well, my granddaughter, Karen Jane, she's kind of special to me. Maybe I'm special to her. But Savannah is where I was born, Savannah, Georgia. So that's where that name came from. And that's really pleased me. And Jane is for my wife and also for Carrie. Anyway, so that's kind of a reason. And you know, and as somebody said, I was watching something the other day, and Kelly Clarkson has one of her daughters is named Savannah.
Oh my goodness.
So, you know, it's just a natural thing, okay? But that's kind of the reason maybe I'm still around. I don't know that. I could tell you some other reasons, but anyway, that's beside the point.
I think this is definitely part of it.
Oh, I think it is.
Goodness,
and
family.
Those are those two, but grandson Matt, and he and his wife are expecting, and we have a little boy coming up in August.
Good.
And what is interesting to me, and I mentioned this earlier, the due date is August 4. And I thought, gosh, you know, isn't that wonderful, because that's my mother and daddy's wedding anniversary.
Oh,
and they live in Roanoke, Virginia. My wife Jane was from Roanoke, Alabama. So, you know, this is a kind of a world of strange and interesting things. So anyway, that's one of the reasons I keep on going.
These stay on your desk, I'm sure.
Well, those are at home.
Or at home,
Now, this little fella over here.
Yes, tell me about...
I had this big birthday last year. I turned was I 9 years old, or was it 90 years old? Anyway, the bank and the whole community came together, and the girls at the bank said, you need a bobblehead, anybody that gets to be 90 years old. So that's it. And it's a surprising likeness, because it's bald-headed like I am, got glasses like me. But anyway, that's been one of my pride and joys, and I kept it at the bank for a long time.
I love it.
But then I thought, I need to take this home, okay? It kind of looks silly for an old man sitting here.
Oh, no. CK Jr., loved for 90 years. That is so
Isn't that
true.
something?
I want to play with that.
So see what? When you get to be 90 years old, you probably have your own bobblehead.
Oh, my goodness.
If they're still doing things like that at one time.
Yes. It'll be that or something else.
Yes, it will be.
Now, we talked about volunteering at the hospital, but you actually work at SouthFirst Bank.
I do get paid.
Yes. What type of work do you do for them?
Well, because I was in the newspaper business forever. In 2002, I went to work at SouthFirst Bank, and I do marketing, and I do their public relations for them. Probably not as good as I ought to, but anyway, I try to represent the bank everywhere we go, and I try to put our message out there. But, excuse me, we are celebrating our 70th year in Sylacauga.
I didn't realize
The
that.
only community, local bank still around. There are other banks, they're all good.
Yes.
But we're kind of better than the rest of them. Because we got started in 1949, and this is our 70th year. And we still, you know, we're in the banking business, we're in the mortgage business,
Yes.
which is probably maybe the strong thing, because most people
Okay.
think of us as we need to buy a new home, we go to First
Bank.
Federal, or now SouthFirst Bank,
Yes.
which we've been for a number of years.
Yes.
And we also have a branch in Talladega.
Okay.
We also have a branch in Clinton. And we have a mortgage arm too. We have an office in Birmingham and a new one in Ellick City. So we, you know, we're just kind of reaching out.
You
We're
are
everywhere,
branching
but
out.
we are still basically here. We pay back to the community
Yes, you
with
do.
all kinds of things. We sponsor some of the baseball teams, football teams, basketball, whatever, and many other things that we try to be a part of. And especially the Brown Bag Series
Yes,
at the bank.
yes,
And excuse me, when you get old, you kind of lose your voice, and especially if you talk too much.
Well, what I love when I go in the bank, your office is right out there in the middle.
No.
You're not back in an office somewhere, and
no,
that's
I'm up
PR,
front,
isn't
yeah.
it? Right there.
So I get to talk to a lot of people. And, you know, that's a good part of do what I do, and a good part of being a community bank. Because sometimes people just want to talk for a while.
Right.
Okay, you know, they have other problems, so they just want to talk for a while. That's partly what I do. Basically, I'm trying to sell the bank all the time.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Because we are pretty special, okay?
Yes. Well, the bank is a friendly place to
Sure
go.
it is, yeah.
You want
And
to.
we try to make it like that.
We try that at the library too.
That's right. I mean, that's
Love to
what
talk
we're
to
here to
people.
serve, right?
Yes,
And you have to
yes.
make people welcome.
Yes.
If you don't welcome them to the bank, they're not coming back later.
That's
So
true.
sometimes, you know, they'll say, oh gosh, yeah, you're really kind of the heart of the bank. Well, that's nice to say that. But I like for people to think that we are friendly.
Sure.
We're right here
yes.
downtown,
Yes,
and we're
you
not
are.
going anywhere. Not
Good,
anytime
good.
soon. I may go, but they're not going anywhere.
Oh my goodness.
And Randy Fields is going to be around.
He is wonderful.
And by the way, he's a pretty good CEO.
All right.
Remember that, I said that.
Yeah, we got that on tape now. Got that on tape. Well, you are the perfect person to do PR and marketing because you know so many people in town. That's what you've done, part of your life, and just you know a lot of people, and that's what it takes.
Well,
I think.
if you've been around forever, you know, and sometimes you don't always remember names, but 90% of the time you do. Because if you've been out there showing off like I occasionally do, people sometimes know your name, but you don't always know them.
That's okay.
It's a sidebar. Years ago, when I was working for the Advance, and we were a weekly newspaper at that time, people would say, by the way, Chris, I want to renew my subscription. Can you take this money? Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Who is this person?
Oh no!
Oh, yeah.
You hate to
What are
ask
your
them.
initials? ER, and they don't give you the rest of it,
Oh,
you know.
no.
So anyway, at some point in time, you get back and you put that in an envelope because that person's going to say someday you didn't credit my subscription.
Oh goodness.
But that's okay. It's
all
okay. When you know a lot of people
good.
and you see a lot of people, it makes life worthwhile.
It does, doesn't it?
does, yes,
Well, you
okay.
met
Yeah.
you have a lot of friends in town. I know.
Let's see. No, 5.
Oh, no, more than that, more
Yes.
than that. I think that's great. We're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back to talk a little bit more with Chris Kramer.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
It's time to celebrate what makes Sylacauga so unique at the 11th Annual Magic of Marble Festival, April 2nd through 13th. Visit Central Park across from Bluebell to see sculptors from across the country at work. Take a tour of a marble quarry or admire the beautiful sculptures on display at the Comer Library. For more information, visit our website at bbcomerlibrary.net.
Or our Facebook page. Celebrate Alabama's bicentennial as you experience the magic of marble April 2nd through 13th.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Chris Kramer Jr. And we decided during the last part of this, we just want to talk about Sylacauga. I know just saw commercials for the Marble Festival coming up in April 2nd through the 13th, I believe. Then we had commercials about Coosa Valley Medical Center, where you volunteer and things.
Yes.
We have so much going for us here in Sylacauga.
Yeah, and that's one thing I really want to touch about. This is a marvelous place. And now, when you think about other communities here around us, to the north, to the east, if my directions are correct, Sylacauga is so far ahead. This is my opinion.
Okay.
Now I'm talking now as a chamber person.
Oh, okay.
But I have worked there at one time.
Yeah.
But we have so much going on for us.
We do.
You know, years ago it was all textiles.
Yeah.
Today it's the marble industry, the Marble Festival, all these things that are related to them. We have all kinds of different type businesses, industries who are related to them.
Yes.
So we've got so much going on for us, and it bothers me sometimes when people say, we need to do this, we need to do the other. We need to accept how good we are when we look at our communities around there. How many communities our size or even bigger have a library like we do? Not many.
Not many. No.
I hear that all the time when we have the Brown Bag series. How many, now the streets are getting paved now, but there's so much going on. Revitalization of downtown. This is a wonderful place to live. Yes, maybe you're always going to have a big city that are going to threaten you. That's just part of life. But when you get to a hometown, Sylacauga is where you need to be. Right. It's a beautiful place. It's a marble city. And the Marble City, the festival coming up now, be a part of that. See rather than the byproduct of it, what the real stuff looks like.
Yes, beautiful stuff.
When you just ride out this way somewhere, countryside is beautiful. Sylacauga is a good place to be.
It is. We have things for children. Oh, me too.
I call it home. We've got great school systems.
Yes,
We've got great banks and all kinds of financial institutions. We've got plenty of good retailers here. This is the place where you need to be.
Right.
If you don't live here, sorry about that, okay?
Yeah. You're involved with your church. We have a lot of great churches.
Wesley Chapel,
like
yes.
That. Yeah.
I used to sing in the choir and they threw me out because I really can't sing. But anyway, that's beside the point. We do. I do get to work with the food service over there, and I don't know. Just being a part of this community is probably what's kept me alive for a long time. I like to think that.
I think so too.
Because it is home. There's a lot good going on every day. You just walk out the door and get up every day. Going to the hospital, it's hard to beat that, and just. Everything is just ideal here in Sylacauga.
So if someone's looking for something to do, there's plenty of places to volunteer, to be involved, things to be involved.
You know, in addition to the hospital where I happen to be, there's SAFE where they have volunteers. There's Care House where they have volunteers. There's any opportunity, because you're 65 is not the time to retire.
Right.
Because I'm a firm believer, it's not always true, but you need to keep your mind going, meeting new challenges every day. And the new world of technology, which I have really learned in the last several years. You know, it was always a newspaper or radio ad in the years past. Now it's everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, all of those things that are out there. It's just a new world and a new challenge. And I had an opportunity to see a young fellow yesterday, and they're building a new motorcycle that looks like something out of the future.
Oh,
They're
wow.
going to be building them here at some point.
Oh, wow,
So, you know,
great.
it's a whole new world, but you need to stay active and be a part of it.
I like what you said, and it made me think you're never too old to stop learning, and that's what a lot of people will say about the brown bag. A lot of the people who attend the brown bag are seniors.
Seniors,
maybe,
right.
A lot of people come on their lunch break, but they're seniors who have time. And some of them will say, you know, I'll come. I don't necessarily know a lot about this topic, or maybe I don't think I want to know, but I always learn something new when I come. You're never too old to learn
You're
something
never
new.
too old to learn. Let me tell you, because I've learned a lot of things and something new today. Don't get on television.
Oh, no. This is great.
But I kind of like it, okay?
I thought you might.
I'd love to have done it years ago, okay?
Oh, well, hey, there's...
See,
maybe
I
there's a
used
place,
to do some
there's a place for
plays
you.
and things like that,
Oh,
you know?
really?
Yes.
So you
But anyway,
performed on stage, huh?
Yes, I've done that.
Well, great. Well,
But you know
community
what? I have
playhouse.
something special coming up next in May.
Oh, what do you have?
I have a girlfriend that's not a secret to anybody. It's
Okay.
Carrie Underwood.
Okay. Oh,
And she's
your
coming to
girl.
Birmingham because she and my granddaughter, Carrie Jane, look
Yes.
alike.
Okay. Yes. Oh, I
saw
hadn't
her.
thought of that. They do.
2 years ago in Nashville. Oh, it was a whole new born. She's coming in May. Oh, and we'll be born again. I get to see Carrie Underwood. She's kind of special.
Oh, she know you're coming. You're gonna have to tell her.
I'll
Let
be
her know.
waiting.
That will be great.
Wasn't
You
that something?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
so
I love her.
fun.
Okay.
Now who's going with you?
Carrie Jane.
Okay.
I am. My
Oh,
Carrie Jane
you're
and Tiger, her husband. Yes.
Oh,
The three of us get to go. So.
Well, fun.
See, so there's the reason to keep living. Do you know that?
Yes. Yes.
You
I
could get to see
definitely agree.
Carrie Underwood. Like me.
Well.
And then I
think
could
that's
get to see
great.
you.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, I know you talk about your family lives different places.
Yes.
Do y'all get together?
Not as often as we should.
Right.
Carrie Jane and those live in Southside,
Okay.
right outside of Gadsden.
Right.
And then Mac and Sarah just moved to Roanoke, Virginia. They had been in Nashville,
Yes.
which is kind of a place I like, okay? But Roanoke, Virginia is a long way off, okay? But I plan to be there in August when the new one comes along.
Yes,
It's a little boy, yes.
Oh,
Anyway,
that is
so and then
exciting.
my daughter, Margaret, she lives in Eufaula.
Right.
Her son, my other youngest grandson, who did finished at Auburn, and is in the TV business. He works for a Dothan television station.
Wonderful.
He does some production work, produced some of the shows, a lot of filming. By the way, he's coming up next week to spend a day or two with me. But he did his internship here. So
I
I'm ever
remember.
thankful for them.
Yes.
And they thought he was pretty good.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think he's pretty good too. So that's the immediate family. I've gotten so old. Some of those other folks are not around anymore, and they were, I guess, in Savannah a long time ago. Yes.
Oh, well.
But you know, it's good to be 90.
It is. Well, we are almost out of time, but
Are
thank
we?
you so much for coming. I appreciate this, and you have just inspired me. As I look down the road someday to retiring, I don't want to retire and sit home. I want to be active in
No, you don't
Silicotta,
want to do
just
that.
like you.
No,
so.
no. That's not too fun.
No,
Because
but-
sometimes you have to do a lot of laundry, vacuuming,
Oh,
and
no.
those things.
Well, thank you for being here today, and thank you for joining us on Library Connection.